What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I'm your host, Chris, and today we have our first look at The Marvels. Now, this movie has been thrown all around, has been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, partly because of COVID, fitting the story in, and now we have the post-credit scene of Ms. Marvel, which brought Brie Larson into Kamala Khan's location, and presumably Kamala Khan into Brie Larson's location. So a big question, as well as the connection to the bangle with the 10 rings, and maybe even Kang, presuming that this might be his technology that later on down the road will help us travel the multiverse, or maybe even defeat Kang. So some very big questions that will be asked of this film, but today we have a new poster. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the other major movie and television news updates happening daily here on the channel. You can also follow me on my other socials, Instagram at Chris M. Rosser and Twitter at The Culture Chris. Links to both of those can be found in the description down below. So, Marvel Studios directly on Twitter posted this: higher, further, faster, together. Check out the brand new teaser poster for Marvel Studios, The Marvels, coming to theaters November 10th. Now, this is interesting because they gave us a new poster and a new release date. The Marvels has been delayed 4 months to November 10th, 2023. So we're already seeing our first delays for Phase 5, which of course Phase 4 was riddled with. There were a ton of pushbacks and delays. Now, granted, then that was because of COVID. Now, however, we will be seeing some reconstruction and some restructuring of Phase 5 because of the changing of CEOs from Bob Chapek back to Bob Iger. A big understanding of the complaints of Bob Chapek was he was very much quantity driven over quality driven. He wanted to put out as many Marvel shows on Disney Plus in order to buff up the numbers, which in the last quarter definitely suffered greatly. This was one of the many reasons why they had him replaced and brought back Bob Iger for the moment until they find a new CEO. With that being stated, however, we're going to be seeing this reconstruction. Many Disney Plus projects are already going to start being spread out, so the series, and we're going to see that reconstruction in Phase 5 specifically. This is the first of that, and I don't think it's a big deal or a bad thing. Yes, this movie's been pushed back again, but I do think, although there are many of you who have voiced your opinions that you don't really care about Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel or the Marvels at all, I think that this movie will be a very important plot pusher for Phase 5 and for the multiverse saga, and it's precisely for the reason that we've already mentioned in the video: the connecting points of the bangle, the 10 rings, how they're possibly linked, how we saw the 10 rings logo during the Ms. Marvel series, and then of course the similar markings and the confusion, the post-credit scene where Captain Marvel is there with Wong and Shang-Chi and the Hulk, and they can't figure out where the signals from these 10 rings are coming from. Now, presumably they're connected to the bangles, and we've already seen the bangle travel into different dimensions, which I think is safe to assume is multiversal travel, which will make her, Ms. Marvel and her bangles, alongside with America Chavez, important characters moving forward in the multiverse saga as people who have the capability to travel the multiverse. This is something that even the Scarlet Witch, as we learned in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, didn't possess the capability of doing. And she is still arguably one of the strongest characters in the MCU, alongside Kang, as we're about to learn in Ant-Man and the Wasp, or if you've already seen it, as you have learned in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and other characters who all don't really possess multiversal capabilities. That is in fact something that sets Kang outside of a lot of normal villains and heroes, is his ability to learn and develop technology that will allow him to travel the multiverse, which became very clear from He Who Remains at the end of Loki, who explains that their intelligence ultimately led them to time travel, which led them to travel into the future, giving them better technology and allowing them to travel the multiverse, where they would meet up and fight or team up, and all of these issues would be created. So as we're aware that the future of the multiverse is going to be the big question as to how Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars goes, characters who have the ability to travel it become more important, and that's what we're going to be seeing in the Marvels, as well as maybe getting some more information on Skrulls and other crazy things. But with this, the movie is getting pushed back, so let me know what you think about the poster and the new release date in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody watching the end of the video. If you're in a helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys all in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.